What began with 140 teams descending upon LakePoint Sports gave us some insane talent, high-level games, and only 3 teams left standing: Knights Nation, Canes National, and 643 DP, winners of their respective age divisions in the National Program Invitational. Welcome into Coffee and Curveballs. Cory McCartney and Shooter Hunt with you as always. And Shooter, it takes 7 wins over 5 days to emerge as NPI champion. And when you take the level of competition into account, there are not many more prestigious titles in the world of travel baseball.
No, it's the crown jewel of the kickoff start to the summer. And what I love about it is there's no cupcakes. There's no falling into this early and easing our way in. You get thrown right to the wolves. You got to go at it because it's going to be big time dude versus big time dude, team versus team, going after it. And I really think that this championship at the NPI says a lot about our program and the teams that won that.
So let's take a deeper dive into these champions, the road to these titles, and your impressions on the showing that they put on at LakePoint Sports. The 17U division began with, it for good reason, a lot of eyes on the #1 player in 2025, Ethan Holiday and Scorpions. They reached the Final Four, getting there after a quarterfinal game that ended on a defensive interference call in extra innings. But it was Knights Nation and Canes Midwest that played for the title, and they absolutely delivered. An 8-7 win for Knights Nation, which included Dane Ray, the Louisiana Monroe commit and Future Games alum, delivering a 2-run bomb, a key 2-run single from Louisiana's Andrew Klopinski, part of a 4-run fifth. But you cannot talk about Knights Nation without taking a big look at LSU-bound Marshall Loke, who was tied for the event lead with 10 hits, including 4 doubles and a homer. Shooter, the #4 player in Louisiana, also a Future Game alum, delivered.
I mean, going into the summer, I wasn't sure what he's better at, on the mound or at the plate. Obviously showed up well at the NPI, which the Knights Nation always does. Hashtag K4L. No matter what, you know what they're going to bring. They know how to play the game. They play it hard. They move runners. They're out there to try to win, which helps push up all the prospects. When a guy like Luke comes out there and puts on a show, that's absolutely awesome. The Flying Parker brothers were out there as well. Jacob Parker, outfielder, 6 for 15. Neither of them struck out throughout the week, which was outstanding. JoJo Parker at shortstop, both left-handed hitters committed to Mississippi State. And then you toss out a guy like Cade Durbin, who the velocity has not jumped yet, only up to about 87, but has 2 dynamite showings, 5 innings, 8 strikeouts. The arm really works, can really rip off spin. Can't say enough about that Knights Nation team and just how talented that 17U division was with a guy like Ethan Holiday, #1 in the country, talent all throughout. Brandon Logan had a great week for that Canes Midwest team, which was outstanding. But Knights Nation, kudos to you guys, all the guys coming out of the boot there, Louisiana and Mississippi.
Yeah, can't say enough about the Parkers brothers, #1 and #3 players in Mississippi in the class, and they were certainly something else. Meanwhile, in a loaded 16U division, which had the most teams with 52, Canes National emerged. We did the broadcast on their title win over Smart Tents, and it was big name delivering big moments. Grady Emerson in 2026's #2 player, homered. Stanford commit Alex Harrington had 3 hits, including a 2-run double. Shooter, that Canes National team, they come in with every pressure-laced word you can think of: hype, expectations, pomp, circumstance, and a collection of 15 Division I commits and 16 players nationally ranked somehow lived up to all of it.
And you know, I talked about at the start of the show here, just how important each game is. The Canes don't win this game if Carson Bowman doesn't start off their first game of the week and throw an absolute gem against a very talented Sticks Brewster squad, the White Sox scout team, and shut them out. Bowman looked the part of one of the elite left-handers in the class, 88-91. Real feel for a big breaking ball, was outstanding throughout that game, which really set the tone for the rest of the week. I think Brady Murrieta, kid from Southern California, Orange Lutheran, who I got to see in the spring, he's just a consummate performer. You know what you're going to get from this guy. Professional at bats. He's not scared. Going to drive it from gap to gap. He goes 10 for 21 on the week. And like you said, there is a lot of hype around the Canes team. They have all these big time names, but it seemed like it was somebody new stepping up in each game for them, which is what really propelled them to that championship. We talked about Grady Emerson coming up big. Alex Harrington had a huge final game there. I thought Bo Peterson had an outstanding week. Kansas kid, committed to Nebraska, left-handed hitter, kind of a luxury for the Canes. The fact that he could hop on the mound, go 90-92, pump the strike zone whenever they need it in a big spot in relief. But I love what he did at the dish from the left side. I think it's a physical bat. There's going to be a real power there. He's playing pepper with the center field batter's eye for a while. and has a chance to go behind the plate as well at a premium position. So can't say enough about that Canes program. Really great job on the mound. They got big time arms. Obviously, everybody's gonna be flocking to see those dudes over the next 2 years.
Yeah, Auburn commit Ty Mobley, 9Ks across the event. Georgia recruit Matthew
Mm.
Sharman with I threw around baseball's version of the Avengers, and just in a snap, they were NPI champs, just like we saw it coming. So moving on to 15U, where 643 DP claimed the 15U crown, wrapping things up with a 3-1 victory over Excel Blue Wave in the championship game. Let's dive into some standouts here, and I want to get into a couple of two-way studs, but first, Frankie Boyle, the Winder Barrow, Georgia 2026, had 8 hits, including a double and triple in their run. The incredibly named Win Hoots goes 3 for 3 in the championship. Evan Brand, 4 for 10 in bracket play.
Win Hoots, I will never forget that name, right? Outstanding 3 for 3 day in the championship and route to go into the prestigious championship at the NPI. Evan Brand's pretty strong, going 4 for 10 in the playoffs. Jackson Allen had a big outing on the bump, going 6 innings. And then Amari Griffin, kind of the most heralded player so far on this team, big 6'3" left-hander, goes out there and kind of went CG against a really good legacy team from Southern California, Legacy Baseball Group. And again, you just can't get to the playoffs without winning those first early games. And those are not cupcakes. You get thrown right out there. Murray Griffin steps up in a big spot, low pulse, and does his thing. So kudos to those 6'4" Cougar squad.
Yeah, Jackson Allen, 7 hits along with those 2 big appearances. And Amari Griffin, by the way, topped out at 88 on his way to striking out 7. So just some fantastic two-way performances from those guys. Simply a crown jewel event for prep baseball that didn't disappoint. And as Shooter said, congratulations to 643 DP, Canes National, and Knights Nation. Make sure you keep it locked here on Coffee and Curveballs as we are just getting started. Until next time, I'm Cory McCartney, that's Shooter Hunt, and we'll see you at the Diamond.